Okay, today we have Mr. Arrowsmith talking about how his wife Marjorie wrote an editorial that saved girls basketball for the town of Durant, Iowa.
To preface the story, my wife was a sports fan, and she liked girls basketball because she had played when she was in high school from 33 to 1935. When we were publishing the newspaper in Wilton Junction, Iowa, and Durant, Iowa, the school boards each individually voted to cut out girls basketball. Incidentally, Iowa and Texas were the only states that had girls basketball in their high schools. But the two school boards voted to cut out girls basketball at any rate. So my wife wrote in her column, wrote a little story, editorial about how the girls could then now take up knitting or whatever would please them because they couldn't play basketball anymore, and some other things, sarcastic little things about basketball and boys and girls basketball. And the next morning, the president of the bank in Durant called her. You happen to be the president of the Durant School Board, called my wife and said, well, you won. We received so many calls objecting to stopping the girls' basketball that we reinstated it. Wiltonwood, however, was a little different. The president of the school board there was not influenced by people's calls, so they stopped girls' basketball. But at any rate, she saved one school's basketball team.
Yeah, I'm sure they all appreciated it.
I'm sure they did.
You were telling us also a little bit about the 3-court and 2-court system that they had when she played basketball.
Yeah, actually, when my wife played in the 30s, the girls played 3-court basketball, entirely different from the boys' game. 3-court basketball, you were allowed one dribble, and that was all. And then you had to pass the ball, and you could pass from one court to the other, not from 2 courts. But then in later years, they changed it to 2-court basketball. And it wasn't until in the 1960s, I believe, that they finally, in Iowa at least, they changed the girls' basketball to a full-court game. Some school, and to start with, some schools played 5-court, full court, and some girls were still playing 2-court. And they had 2 state champions.
Wow. I guess because they didn't think that the girls were strong enough to be able to play the full court?
Yeah, that was probably it, but I knew it better than that because several occasions I was asked to come down and scrimmage against the girls to give them a little better idea of how the game was played. So I know that they were every bit as strong as the boys.
Yes, and we know that now, don't we? Thank you very much, Mr. Arrowsmith. Okay, and now today again we have Mr. Fritz Arrowsmith from Arrowsmith Printing. Fritz, you just came from seeing the movie Leatherheads with George Clooney and Renee Zellweger. I understand that you used to play football in leather helmets. How much good did they do?
Well, I don't think very much. I never really had an occasion to have mine tested, but we were scrimmaging some ex-graduates one day in practice, and I was running with a ball, and the man came up to tackle me, and he hit me head on the thigh with his head, and it knocked him out. It didn't break my leg, but I sometimes wish it had. It made my leg pretty sore for a week.
Right.
But he was okay.
Right, eventually. How long did he stay knocked out?
Oh, in just a few minutes.
Okay. So you've had some other experiences.
Well, we had a trick play. We were playing a team that we knew were going to beat us pretty badly, but we wanted to score against them, so we had a trick play where a couple of substitutes came in, and one of our players threw down his helmet in disgust and went over to the sideline. However, he didn't go off the field. and then 2 more substitutes come in, so it looked as though we'd changed players, as though he'd gone out of the game. So then he ran down the field all by himself, and I threw him a pass. Problem was he had to wait a little while for it, and they caught him before he made a touchdown.
Oh, okay. Almost worked.
Almost worked. We had a coach who liked trick plays.
Did you have any other trick plays?
No, we didn't. He had one. He had one the year before where they argued about a call with the umpire, and finally they lined up, just casually lined up on the line so they'd be on side. And one of the players picked up the ball and said, "Well, if you won't march off the penalty, I will." And he walked 5 yards and started running. But they called him back.
Okay. So unlike in the movies, trick plays didn't usually work very well.
No,
Okay.
that's right.
But you survived using a leather helmet.
Oh, yes. That's the only time I saw anyone play with it. He didn't get hit hard, so. Even though there weren't much protection, everybody wore them.
Okay. Well, thank you.